You don't need more content. I know that's a strange thing to hear from a guy who's about to tell you to post every day and someone with my background, but hear me out. You are not failing because you post too little. You're failing because the stuff you post is a bit blurry, it's a bit off. You're not undermarketed, you're unclear, and no amount of more is going to fix unclear. More blurry is just more fog, faster. So if you've been grinding, posting, showing up, and it's not landing on nobody, this one's for you, because the fix is not volume, it's the right story. So let me prove it with the dumbest example in my life. A few years back, I decided I needed to get in shape. And there was a Peloton studio about 15 minutes from my office in Manhattan. And on my lunch break, I'd go ride. Now, here's the thing about that studio. There's a bike on camera. It broadcasts to everybody riding at home. And I was the only 40-year-old man in a room full of 22-year-olds on their lunch break. I stuck out. But that's not why people remember me. People remember me because I shout sing on the bike. To really, really, really bad pop music. And when I say really bad, that's really just to cover myself, because the truth is I love it. I'm a big fan. I may have seen Britney by myself, Meghan Trainor by myself. Oops, I did it again. So I'm on this bike, full voice, no shame, every single day. And for whatever reason, the Wall Street Journal caught wind of it. So it was supposed to be this tiny digital story. The response was so big that they ran it in the actual newspaper. Then Good Morning America called. Well, they called my wife because they couldn't reach me. Why? Because I was literally in the studio taking a ride. Good Morning America did a whole piece on me. And I became known as a celebrity. Now here's the lesson. And this is the whole video. I didn't get famous on a Peloton by posting more. I got there by showing up consistently as the one true weird thing about me. And I was the only one doing that. And the only is what people remember. So let me ask you the uncomfortable question. When you post, are you showing up as the only, or are you posting the safe, smoothed out, sounds like everyone else version, just more often? Because the algorithm, the real human beings, will scroll past more, but they stop for different. And here's where this gets real for the people I work with. They're not lazy, they post plenty. And I had a client, brilliant woman named Sharon, spent a whole career in healthcare, and she tell you herself she has a gift, and she knew it. Her exact words to me were, I have a gift, I'm really good, I just want to be seen. She didn't need more content. She was already showing up. What she needed was one word. We dug into her story, the burnout, the nurses crying, the moment she said, I can't do this. And underneath all of it was the one word that captured everything. She helps people escape. Trapped. That was it. That was the whole thing. Sharon helps people who feel trapped get out. And when I said that word back to her, she teared up. She said, I can never tell you how much this has meant to me. We didn't add anything. We didn't make more. We found the one true word that was already there. That's the difference between more content and the right story. So here's what's actually happening when your stuff isn't landing. You think the problem is reach. So what do? You post more. You think the problem is the algorithm, so you chase a trend. You think the problem is AI, that you just needed to write faster, so you crank out more. No. None of that is the problem. The problem is the market doesn't know what to remember about you yet. And volume doesn't fix that. Volume just makes the blur bigger. You cannot outpost unclear. Let me say that again. You cannot outpost unclear. So before you make one more piece of content, I want you to do something quieter. I want you to find your one word or your one story. And here's how. Think about the last time a client or a friend got emotional or lit up or said, wait, say that again. When you were talking. Not when you were impressive, but when you were real. That reaction, that's the thread. That's your Sharon's trapped. That's my shout singing on a bike. It's already in you. You're just too close to see it. You can't read the label from inside the jar. And once you have that, then you post every day. Because now every post is pulling on the same thread, building the same one thing in people's minds instead of throwing more fog at the wall. I don't know how you throw fog at the wall, but you do. The right story first, then volume, in that order. And that's exactly why I built findyouronly.app. Most people don't have a content problem. They have a clarity problem. You've got the clues. You just can't pull them out of your own head. So go to findyouronly.app. It's free, 8 questions, under 8 minutes. It does the part you can't do for yourself. It finds the thread you keep posting around instead of about. Then, if you want to help turning that thread into the actual words, the sentence, the story, the stuff to say, and the stuff to stop saying, that's what the one-on-one only statement audit does. Go to findyouronly.app/audit. It's not a pep talk. It's a working session where we find you're trapped. You don't need more content. You need the one thing worth repeating. Don't be the best. Be the only. Be the $2 bill. See you in the next one.